song content, what do you rap about in your songs, and do you have any upcoming projects that you're working on?
Yeah, like one of the songs that really go and sit there and resonate with a lot of people is 21 Years that I did. Because I talked about me up into my 21th year. I actually wrote it when I was 20. I guess I was foreseeing everything. But I wrote it, but I called it 21 Years. Then I wrote Let's Ride. And then
Let's Ride. I always heard that song on the radio. I never knew it was. I didn't know it was you. I didn't make the connection in my head, and then I was looking you up, and I was like, oh, that's Choclair.
You know what? And that happens a lot. Like people will be like, I did a show the other day. I was out in Alberta somewhere, and I did a show, and then I'm doing all these songs, and I remember somebody in the front row. They're sitting there, and they're like, I know this song. Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. And it's like, because you're real with your songs. You can party. I love partying. I love to have a good time with everybody. I like to jam and sit there and have a good time. But food for your soul. Those are the things that, why do people, like, when's the last time you heard a new song from Lauryn Hill? But why do we love Lauryn Hill? Because she gives stuff that people go and can feel. And those are the songs that last forever. Because they're emotional. Music is emotional. There's two things that I will mention right now, not in the world, but two things that I'll mention right now that is emotional to people. Food and music. When you're hungry.
And you're currently trying to work something out with that, right? Like
Absolutely.
The food and the music, how they go together?
Absolutely, yeah, because when you're hungry and you feel in the vibe, you break up with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or something like that, then you're like, you eat. You go in, girls might go for chocolate, guys, they might go for a taco. Yeah, but when you want to hear songs, then you might go and listen to the old rock ballads of, Bon Jovi, I'll Be There For You, or Wanted Dead or Alive, or something like that. One of those songs, because they're emotional and they bring out your emotion. And those are the things that I want to do with music, whether happy or sad. It's like, you gotta go and just be like, and those are the things that touch people. And music, it touches people in a very emotional way. And those are the reasons why people will love songs for the end of the day. You know, like I go on stage. I was talking with Maestro the other day. And he said to me, he always talks to me, it's like, yo, B. Like, oh, very old school.
Yeah.
Like, yo, B, you know, you gotta go in, when you're doing your thing, make sure you always do Let's Ride. Don't matter what they're saying, always do Let's Ride. Do Rubbin', do this song, because always do whatever. Yeah. Because, you know, those are the songs that people grew up with you on, or they vibed with you on, and that's emotionally attached with these people. Me, I do that all the time. Like, I do the songs all the time, and I might be thinking, they may not want to hear that song. But then I go.
What's your favorite part of performing those songs, or performing any songs?
You know what? It's the fact that I can go up there, and when I go into certain lines, and like I hit a home run to left field, I put the mic out over there, and they say Carter did the Philly.
And the crowd reacts.
And they will sing.
And you vibe off the crowd too. Like a good crowd, I feel like it makes you perform better. Because you vibe off the crowd, and the crowd vibes off you, and you just...
Absolutely, because because we do it for the crowd. We do it for ourselves, because a lot of times the music, we use it to express ourselves. Mm-hmm. Not knowing that how we are expressing ourselves might actually connect with a whole bunch of other people that want to express themselves, whether they can or cannot. But like they still connect with the vibes that you're putting out there. And yeah, like they go and do it, and then I go and I sit there and I do these songs, and sometimes I just with the mic,
the crowd,
and I'd be like, Northern Touch. I sit there, I like chilling. Monday Night Raw, watching me and Danielle at the that he uses.
How much music can influence and empower people.
Yeah, and I've heard it over time. Like, so rest in peace, Alicio, because unfortunately he passed away. And but he fought strong, and I met him and we sat there and we talked. We had pictures together, and it was great. And he really touched my heart and stuff. And then I would meet people that would go and sit there and hear songs like Skyline, and then they'll be like, I'ma get it my way, that's all I wanna do, just reaching for the skyline. where dreams come true. And then they would say, look, that song pushed me through. And, you know, and then when I hear those things, I'm like, I didn't know.
While you
it's
were
like,
making it, you didn't know that it was going to have such a
I
big
didn't know it
impact
would
on
have
people.
that type of impact on other people, but like it does, you know. But I also know that one of my favorite songs is from Kid Rock, and the song is called "Only God Knows Why." And then whenever I'm in a situation or whenever I'm feeling in a ways, I sit there, listen to Kid Rock. And maybe Kid Rock doesn't know. I'm sure he probably knows because that's a huge song, and I'm sure he tours all around the world and whatever, but he doesn't know about this artist from Toronto that sits there and says, you know, that song got me by through certain situations. Like I sit there and it's like, only God knows why. Like every line relates almost to what I'm going
Sometimes
through.
I'm listening to a song and like every line is like what you're going through. You really feel.
And that's where I go back to food for your soul. And those are the things that going to go and make you last. Yes, we like to jam. Yes, let's go and sit there and get your ass on the floor. Boom, boom, boom. We get your ass on the floor. Of course, we like to go and jam to those songs. But there's songs that actually help people get by. And
have meaning.
they have a meaning. Yes, exactly. They have a meaning, and it's very big. And for artists like myself and other artists, we don't realize until we see it. I had this one guy come up to me the other day. I think it was, he said I met him back in like 2001 or something like that. Had me sign one side of $100 bill. I met him like, I don't know, maybe it was a year ago or maybe a couple of years ago. He comes up and he had it in a case. He's like, yo, I met you back in whatever day it was, and you signed this one side. I want you to sign the other side. And I'm like, you still have this $100 bill?
It's weird.
I'm like, I would have spent that. You know? And I'm like, and he's like, I want you to sign the other side of the bill on this date here because I want whatever. This is how much you mean. What you do means to me. And those are the things that keep me going. Like I was content on being the I got my classics. I go and I do my shows. Everybody gonna be okay.
But at the end of the day, it's the people you touch. And
yeah, but they like, we want more. We want more. Shocks, we need more. We need you. I did a show at the Sound Academy. And this girl comes up to me. And she says to me, she says, right now, we need somebody like you back in the situation, in the whole mixture of what's going on. Because we have this rap and that rap and this rap and that rap.
Are you currently recording?
I recorded. After that, I recorded. I went and I did a whole album. It's called See Evolution. I'm just figuring out when I'm going to release it. But they bring me back because they go and
They make you.
Because they sit there, and that's one example, but there's so many. Everybody, on my social media and what I get people coming up to me and telling me all the time, I want this, we need this, we need you to come back and do this and that and whatever, and I'm like, okay. So you know, they kind of bring me there, and it's a good feeling that you actually touched a whole bunch of people in a positive way.
I'm all about positivity. Like my lyrics are all clean, and I try to be positive. You know, because a lot of rappers, they're all negative. I try to stay on the positive side, like you, and have more meaningful lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. It's like meaningful lyrics will last longer than the song of the day.
That's true.
The song of the day will be the song of the day. You know, like everything comes in. Like, you know, like people will go and sit there and there'll be the new whatever you can buy in the shopping channel. The new, I don't know, the chair cushion. Oh, you can sit on a chair and whatever. Yeah, but you make a good chair. You don't need the chair cushion. You sitting on it, this is better than the chair cushion. You're just going to sit on it. So you make something that people go and sit there and will vibe with. Those are the things that we vibe with. And it's just, I'm just very happy and cherished that people look at me and my music as something that they really do care about, because I care about my music, and I take a lot of time and effort, and I think about what I'm going to say and how I'm going to say it when I do my music. Like, I don't just run in the studio and done, go, put it out, press it, get it out. No, I sit there, and sometimes I vex a lot of people in the studio because I'm like, this line just doesn't work right. Let me just work this line.
Yeah, I'm picky about that too. Like, you know what you want, and you know what how you want it to sound.
Yeah, and I know, and I want to make sure that they get
quality,
it.
Yeah.
They get it. They get what you're trying to say. Whatever line, whether it's a party line, whether it's a serious line, whether it's whatever, you want them to get it.
I think it's refreshing for the ear, like when you hear rappers that you can actually like hear every line. Because certain rappers, you can't understand every line. But I like being able to hear what they're saying.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing, and that's why it became so popular, and that's why, in my opinion, I think it's going back. Cause hip hop, in a way, it's young.
It is.
It started in the 70s, kind of grew up in the 80s, got popular in the 90s, 2000 it started raising. Now it's in the pop, but now it needs to kind of come back around.
What do you mean by come back?
Like, hip hop can be pop music, but it's not pop music. Hip hop, it was NWA talking about what's going on in LA.
You mean like real?
Hip hop was Public Enemy, but hip hop was also when they used to have, you probably won't know this song, but when they had this song called Do the Pee Wee Herman, and then it was jamming, and we were jamming, and what's his name, Cedric the Entertainer, he had the with the Kings of Comedy, he had the funny part where he was talking about where people would go in there and they wouldn't fight, but they would fight by battling on the dance floor.
The roots, you think it should go back to where it started?
Yeah, but I'm not saying go back and be back in the 70s.
Yeah.
But like, there's an element of it that's coming back to it. Yeah, and that's where you got people like Kendrick Lamar. That's why older rappers can get with people like Kendrick Lamar, because they sit there and they hear and they're like, this is what we were about. Yeah, you have your song, you have your this song and that song and your party song and whatever, but what you're saying,
he keeps it real, for sure,
is official. Yeah, some people like diamonds and jewelry and this and this and baba na mama na mama na mama na mama na mama na mama na this.
Snoop was talking about that, how they all rap like that.
Yeah, well, and I'm not someone to go and sit there. I'm not trying to go and criticize how they doing it. If it works for them, it works for them, and that's good. But that's gonna work now. The realness, the songs that people go back to, when people go back to go and sit there and they listen to Juicy or Hail Mary or Redman's Funkorama or Tribe Called Quest Around the Way Tour or all those songs, they have a difference compared to some songs that are coming out now. That's why those songs, when you go to a club, or when you get to go to one of them clubs.
Well, I go to clubs to perform, so.
But when you go to just jam.
Yeah, jam.
When you go to just jam and you hear it, and that comes on, and then the whole crowd, it's like, There's a reason why those songs stand out compared to what's popping now. Because there's an authenticity, if I'm saying that right, authenticity to it, and there's more to it than just it being like, I'm just doing a song today. And those are the things that go and connect with people all the time. And that's what I would love to see, especially from artists from here, because it's so hard to get it from here. Although right now there's a big light shining.
Right now, Toronto. Everyone's watching Toronto. We got Drake, Party Next Door, Top 5. We got lots of artists right now.
Yeah, so there's a big light shining on here. So we need to go and make sure that these artists are showing that other side. Not just, we're going to go and do something that's going to rock your party that night. Something that's going to go and stay with you for a lifetime.
For sure.
And then that's where it is, because I'm still listening to Rick James. Lifetime. I'm still listening to James Brown. Lifetime. I'm still listening to Public Enemy. Lifetime. I'm still listening to EPMD. Lifetime. I'm still listening. I can go on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Those